I can check the sound. So
And I'm going to mute myself just so I can clear up a couple things, but
feel free.
I will.
And we have sound. Excellent. All right, so now I can mute the playback again. All right, broadcasting on Dementia Radio and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast, brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey, Luke Ski.
We have Phil Johnson with us.
Hey, Phil.
What's up, dudes? Good to see you.
You too.
And we also have Lauren Mayer with us when she comes back from doing the thing she's doing.
I was
There she
wolfing
is.
down a bite of dinner, and I have finished doing that. I just didn't want to eat on the camera. I am back with you.
Excellent. Welcome to episode 586 of the Funny Music Podcast for September 9th, 2021. The title of this week's episode is Quite the Judicial Acquisition. And your challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to work that into our conversation somehow. So, because we do things backwards around here. All right, let's see what people have been up to.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up, hey,
What?
No, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to? Nothing. We're not hearing you. Can't hear you.
Last night, me and Kyle watched a couple of movies that I like. One is called Brain Donors from 1992, and the other one is my friend Ray's movie Go to Hell. That's about it. What have you been up to?
Well, I finally got around to painting my little studio, my new recording booth thing, which means that I painted the wall over here, which means I was able to clear out all the crap that was behind me here that belongs over there. So that's good. I've got most of my little room back. And I started building the fake wall for in there. Got it primed. I still have to paint it and then, figure out how to set it up so that it magnetizes in place. And that's about it. Just been busy at work, which, is a good thing because it's a job, but it's a bad thing because I got other stuff I want to do. But yeah, so that's about it. Phil, what you been up to? How you been?
I have been voluntarily quarantining because my girlfriend's a germaphobe mostly, and we had a COVID scare a couple weeks ago where I was doing a Thursday through Sunday run at a club in Oakland, and Friday night I was sneezing my fool head off on the way home, and I went and found a 24-hour CVS to get one of those home tests, which was negative, but I thought, all right, I'm just going to be safe. I was sleeping in my office. Got tested, everything was fine. Turned out to be a head cold, but I still couldn't travel, so I ended up canceling gigs in Illinois and the rest of that Oakland show, and I canceled a couple festivals and all this stuff. I did do a few local shows over the past week, but my girlfriend was like, I don't want it. If you're going out and doing it, you're gonna give it to me. And so I've basically been living in my office for the last week so that I could go out and do some gigs without freaking her out. So I've been living in my very warm office and sleeping in a sleeping bag. It's been so.
Wow, you're really doing the quarantine thing. All right.
Yeah. I'm wearing a mask in the house, and
Oh, wow.
I'm in my studio. It's my safe zone. But yeah, so I've been sleeping in my office and wearing a mask and staying away from her. And it's been like I've been on the road. But not in a comfy hotel bed. It's been like I've been sleeping on the floor.
Wonderful. All right, Lauren, how about you?
I'm in California, so we believe in vaccines and science here, unlike other parts of the country. But so things are pretty good. I'm starting to do some in-person teaching, mostly with masks on, and some in-person performing, small little house party kinds of things. But my big thing that I've been working on for the past year and a half is I wrote a musical, and we are now crowdfunding it and trying to get the word out. It's a musical about the comedian and actress Marie Dressler. So, and this is the one silver lining of COVID. There's no way that the playwright that I've been working with, the producer, and I would have ever been able to do this had we not been stuck home for a year and a half. So I would like to now be out, and we're planning a live performance of the show in December in San Francisco. So that's been really cool. So as long as we can breathe with all the smoke from the fires.
If it isn't one thing, it's another, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was joking as my son was in town visiting. We were joking, like, you know, we've got floods, we've got fires, we've got a plague. All we need is locusts and frogs. And a few people didn't laugh, and I said, that's a kind of a Jewish joke. And he said, but Mom, don't go too far, because you know the next one is death of the firstborn son. So we don't want to go that far, but it is kind of biblical.
All right, so
Earlier this week, it was International Clean Air Day earlier this week, and I was like,
not in California.
Not anywhere. Yeah, we can't.
I heard from Carla Ulbrich, who I've been doing a bunch of writing with, and at one point New Jersey got our smoke.
Yeah.
It got sick of staying in the same place too, so the bad air went all the way across the country.
Yeah, such a wonderful time we live in.
I know.
So Carla, yeah. See what you got me doing. Lauren, you posted a song.
Yeah.
Give us a quick intro to this one, and we'll give it a listen. Actually, I'll play the video for it.
Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad you got the video. So I didn't think, but because now we have to kind of. I wasn't sure what song to post, given how quick. I do topical songs based on the news, and things change, and something that was topical a week ago might be completely obsolete. And I wrote this one back in April when I got my second COVID vaccination. And didn't think it would be relevant, but we still need to convince people to do this and overcome vaccine hesitancy. So what motivated this song was that I had a girlfriend who got her second Moderna shot the same day I got mine. And so we started this text thing going back and forth about what we were feeling. And we both had similar symptoms, different times. And I had a day of feeling pretty crappy. And so we're texting each other, what do you have? My arm is really sore. How about you? And I'm going, I'm feeling really achy and chilly, and now I'm running a fever. I've got chills. I'm really hot. I feel nauseous. I can't sleep. But every one of the text thread would end with, but it's better than getting COVID. Well, I've got a really sore throat, but it's better than getting COVID. And it went away after a day, so it's better than getting COVID. So after seeing that 15 times, I thought that has to be a song. So, and then what I did was, if you look in the video, I had a bunch of people send me their pictures of something to indicate what their side effects were. So we just had some fun with it. So this is the COVID side effect song.
All right, here it is.
A lot of folks are scared about the COVID vaccination. Fears about the side effects may lead to hesitation. Well, I've received my second dose the other day, and now I've got something I'd like to say. I had a few side effects from my shot, but it was better than getting COVID. First shivering, then chills, then tired and hot, but still better than getting COVID. I had quite a bit of shoulder pain and an even foggier than usual brain, but it went away after a day or so, so it was better than getting COVID. Some of my friends had it worse, but even they said it was better than getting COVID. So I planned ahead and took off the next day in case I ended up not feeling so fit. I knew my country was depending on me to feel crappy for the good of humanity. Unless you're allergic or immunocompromised, then it's up to the rest of us to get immunized, creating herd immunity to COVID. It was easier than I'd anticipated, and some folks feel nothing like what I've related, so don't be afraid to get vaccinated. And I know this poem's no threat to Ovid. Whatever symptoms you get, it's still better than getting COVID.
All right, very nice. So yeah, that pretty much sums that up.
Yeah. There's not much that rhymes with COVID, so I had to be pretty creative.
Yeah. No, you did a good job.
Thank you.
I was happy that you rhymed compromised and immunized. I thought that was nice.
And I rhymed COVID with COVID. And did you all get the nod to Rocky Horror Picture Show hesitation?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, I should have put a picture of Frankenfurter in the little images in the video. Yeah, that was a fun one. I got a lot of hate mail on that one too.
Oh, of course you did. Yeah, you will. You know. Yeah, my COVID, my vaccine was. I just had a little soreness around on my arm where the shot was, and that was it for like half a day.
So,
it was fine.
My funny side effect story and why I didn't mind getting them is that my husband is a drug counselor, so he got it early as a healthcare worker, and he did his first one. And when he got the second one, the rehab facility where he works said, you can all take the day off. I mean, you have to take it as a sick day, but we'll allow that after your second vaccination because a lot of people have the 24-hour flu kind of thing. And he's one of these, I never call in sick. And he said, I'm not going to call in sick. I said, even if it's not that bad, they said you could take the day off. You're really tired. You're working in a high-stress field. Take the damn day off. And he's like, I know, I'm not going to. And I said, I hope you get side effects. Just so you have to take the day off. And I didn't really need it. But sure enough, 12 hours to the minute from when he got his second shot. I mean, it was like he got his second shot at like 11:30 a.m. And it was 11:30 at night because he works like a late afternoon evening shift. He'd just gotten home. He was pouring water into the coffee maker because that's his chore to set it up for the next morning. As he's pouring, the water spilled all over the counter. He was shaking so hard he couldn't pour the water. It hit him like he was feeling fine, and then he had a fever. He got in bed. He was shaking, and so then I woke up and played nurse and took care of him. And then I felt terrible because the whole next day he felt crappy. He did call in sick, and I was like, I'm so sorry. All right, if you had this because I wished this bad karma on you, I should probably get side effects too. And I did, but it was fine. I because of his experience, I had actually arranged to take the day off, and so it was fine.
Brett G in the chat told me to wish you Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
Yeah, Shana Tova.
Okay. Yeah, so for those MOTs, if you aren't one, then you don't know what that means. If you are one, you do, members of the tribe. We're in the middle of high holidays. So Tuesday was Rosh Hashanah, and Thursday is Yom Kippur. And Rosh Hashanah is the Jewish New Year. It's fun. You eat. Yom Kippur is the only holiday that is the exception to the Jewish joke that is one of my songs, which is, what 9 words define every Jewish holiday? Do you guys know? They tried to kill us. We survived.
Let's eat.
Yep.
So I have a song that's that called 9 words. But anyway, Yom Kippur, you fast. Or that's sort of the tradition.
That's no fun.
I know. And that was the very first service when my husband's not Jewish, and the first time he came to any kind of Jewish service with me was Yom Kippur.
Oh.
And first he whispers, do they ever do anything in a major key? Because all the music is minor and sad. And yeah, it was a long one. So, but thank you for that. Who was it who wished that?
Brett G.
Brett G. Shana Tova and good Yontif. A friend of mine was trying to be like a supportive of Jewish holidays, and she wished me a good pontiff. Right idea, slightly wrong concept.
That's a thought that counts, right?
It's a thought that counts.
I can't be the first person to think of this, but has there been like a Jewish-based comedy band called Rosh Hashanah?
I think you are the first person. No, the closest I came to it is a rap song, which I just found out is now being played on Sirius XM, that I did with my son when he was 13, and I can't believe he allowed me to do this with him. He created these rap characters called MC Menorah, Dr. Dreidel and MC Menorah.
Dr. Dreidel, that's great.
Yeah, so I was Dr. Dreidel and he was MC Menorah, and we did a rap song called 8 is Better Than 1, about Hanukkah being better than Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Rosh Hashanah is genius, Luke. That is hilarious.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Bowser's Jewish, right?
Yeah,
I think he is.
Everybody's Jewish.
Well, leave it to a Christian to think of new ways to exploit the Jewish people for fun and profit. So.
That's okay. We write all your Christmas music, so
yay!
We're all good.
See, it all evens out in the end.
Yes.
Also, Devo, have you heard, or I may have actually mentioned them on the Rap Dementia Manifesto I made way back forever ago. there was, like, we all know the Two Live Jews, obviously, but there was another group called MOT, which, you know, obviously stands for Members of the Tribe, who put out one CD. They had a track called Kosher Nostra.
Oh, that's great.
Another track was called Double Dutch Lunch. But it's like, I found this CD, and it was one of those CDs that you find where, like, you see, like, stamped on it in gold, like, for promotional use only, not for resale, but it was for sale somewhere. And then years later, I saw some online article about, like, I don't know, albums that were, like, made by record labels, you know, that obviously weren't by, like, you know, artists who were trying to do, like, what, you know, make something of their career, you know, and this album was listed as one of them, and in the article specifically said, you know, if you own this album, it probably says promotional copy only stamped on the front of it. And I'm like, well, you're right about that. And not to, like, disappoint or whatever, but I think one of the two main members of that group was called Dr. Dreidel.
Well, that's okay. You know, it's a good idea. So the one that I love, my late dad had been a huge fan of Kinky Friedman and his Texas Jew Boys. And one of their hit songs was "They Ain't Making Jews Like Jesus Anymore." And actually, I mean, I was looking see if I could do covers. It wouldn't work for me to do covers of any of those. But he did run for governor of Texas. So, because Texas is crazy. Anyway, I get lots of material for my weekly songs from Texas.
Oh, I'm sure. And you probably get lots of your hate mail from Texas, too.
I do. And fortunately, from the way they spell, I'm not worried about them coming to find me because with their intellectual abilities, they probably can't use Google Maps.
Probably.
Anyway.
So, is there anything you'd like to plug? Or anything else you want to talk about?
I didn't want to be rude. Yes, I do. So if I can plug, well, my weekly songs are on YouTube. My channel is Psycho Supermom. And also on Facebook, Lauren Mayer Comedy Songs. But if people are interested in the Marie Dressler musical, you can buy an advance ticket. What's really cool is the theater has set itself up for live streaming, so we don't even have to bring anything in.
Oh, cool.
You can watch it. So we're telling people this is like getting in on the first performances of Hamilton, except it's not rap, and instead of being about a guy, it's about an overlooked woman. And she's really cool. She's the only performer, male or female, to this date to be declared the biggest box office star and be over 60. Because she was in her 60s when she became, and she was a huge star. She got top billing in the movie Dinner at 8 over Lionel Barrymore, John Barrymore, Billy Burke, Jean Harlow. Even though their roles were bigger, she was considered a bigger star, so she got top billing. And no one's heard of her. Probably because she was older, she was not conventionally attractive, and she was gay. Although it's closeted. So she was funny, and that's the other thing I thought the Fumpers might appreciate, because there's a bit of, still not here, but in the big world, there's a bias against women in comedy. And in her era, in the late 19th century, early 20th century, women weren't supposed to be funny. And they weren't, and well, actors were considered like prostitutes anyway. So she broke all these barriers. She raised more money for World War I than anybody else. She is the person who spearheaded having chorus members join Actors Equity. So basically she's the patron saint of chorus dancers. She was friends with both Teddy Roosevelt and Franklin Roosevelt, and no one's heard of her. So it's really cool, and it's livinglargemusical.com, and you can check it out and hear song clips. And the other thing we think is, I'm outing myself here, that we think is cool is that the show about a woman who achieved her greatest success over the age of 60 is written by two women over the age of 60. So
nice.
I've got this great playwright that I'm writing it with. I just outed myself. I'm over 60. And now is your cue to say, but Lauren, you don't look it.
But Lauren, you don't look it.
You don't look it.
And you coordinated that on Zoom. That's awesome. So anyway, livinglargemusical.com. I'm over the moon about this project. I've wanted to write a musical since I graduated college, and this is the first time I've had time to produce. We have a great producer who kind of put us together, and this wonderful playwright that I'm working with. So that's my main thing to plug. And we're financing it by early ticket sales. So you can buy a ticket now, and then you get like updates every couple of weeks on how it's going, and we're going to show you videos of rehearsals, and it's really cool.
Sweet. That sounds awesome.
So, and
Definitely keep us posted on that.
I will.
All right, we're going to do some news.
And I will. Thank you so much.
You taking off?
I ate a little bit, but
Okay.
you guys are awesome. So I'll stay and listen to news.
Okay.
This is the FuMP. Only people with too much time on their hands do jury duty. Only people who've got no significant plans do jury duty. I got places to go and people to see, not stuck with some upright citizenry. It might do it for you, but it doesn't for me, not jury duty. Don't wanna brush my teeth, don't wanna brush my hair. Just wanna watch TV
in my Minecraft underwear.
don't wanna clean my room. That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. TheFUMP.com. Without guilt or shame. Don't hate the player.
Hate the video game.
Don't wanna take my pants. Don't wanna pull on the shirt. I don't wanna eat dinner. I just want dessert.
Down from the portal in my dryer where all the socks go. There's a hole in space at the back of my dryer. Travels to some place with a piece of my attire. And the situation has grown pretty dire. I'm about to run out of socks.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news. There we go. News. Escape from the Secret Lab fundraiser is still going on, and they are still at $1,750 of their $2,112.17 goal. So that 17 cents is going to push them over the end. So go to GoFundMe.com and search for Escape from the Secret Lab in Space if you would like to get involved on this. The FuMP is making a music video for Peed in My Pants by the Knuckleheads, and we are soliciting videos from the fans. Tomorrow is the deadline, so if you would like to do a video for the song, send it to me by tomorrow night. We're looking for people to do the pee-pee dance, hold your crotch, bounce up and down a little bit, pretend you have to pee real bad. That's pretty much it. It just needs a couple seconds worth. But tomorrow is the deadline, so get your videos in. Carla Ulbrich's album, Live from FuMPFest, is once again available. She stopped selling them a little while ago because she wasn't sure if the CDs were good or not, but they seem to be, so she has started selling them again. These are not CDs I made for her, for the record. They're available at carlaulbrich.bandcamp.com. Did I forget to update that? Yes. Sunday Comes Afterward has a new album out called I Want a Refund. You can pick this one up at sundaycomesafterwards.bandcamp.com. It's also available on Spotify and Apple Music. It is produced by the Double Clicks, who make a few guest appearances on the album, and it has been added to the comedy music spreadsheet, which I have not fully updated. There's a big gap in the middle of it for this year, for reasons because of FuMPFest. Weird Al Yankovic will be playing the part of Locke in the live performance of The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is happening at the Bank of California Stadium in Los Angeles. There's 2 shows happening. One is on the 29th of October. The other is on the 31st of October. Both shows at 8 p.m. They're calling this a live-to-film concert, which I guess means they're filming it to release as a movie? I'm not sure. But tickets are available at bankofcaliforniastadium.com. That's bank with a C for some reason. And that's all the news I got. Luke, you want to talk about that thing Bonnie announced? Nothing. Nope. Nothing. Can't hear you. Nope. Oh, wait. Sorry, that was my fault. I muted you and I forgot to unmute you. Sorry about that.
So that Weird Al concert for Nightmare Before Christmas, it says he's playing Locke, right?
Yes.
And then it says like special celebrity guest stars, that I guess will be surprises or whatever.
I guess.
I wonder if one of them is going to be Paul Rubens. You think?
Maybe.
You think Al knows Paul Rubens?
I think Al knows Paul Rubens. Yes.
One of the original voices from Nightmare Before Christmas, Paul Rubens. Maybe.
Maybe.
So there is a new Star Trek animated series coming out, and I know you're thinking Lower Decks. No, it's not Lower Decks. It's another one being made by Nickelodeon, done in a CG style, about a group of very young people and creatures and stuff that I guess find a starship and are. I'm not sure what the overall plot is, but I think they're trying to like get the ship and escape evil people or try to find the Federation or something to that effect. And much like on previous Star Trek shows, in particular Voyager, where there was an emergency medical hologram, this ship has a emergency command hologram that happens to be Captain Janeway, looking like Captain Janeway back
cool.
in the old school days. And Captain Janeway is being voiced by Kate Mulgrew. So basically, a hologram recreation of Catherine Janeway is one of the regular characters on this new Star Trek show called Star Trek Prodigy. And I think Prodigy might be the name of the ship. I could be wrong, but like most Star Trek ships, like if you've watched Next Gen and DS9 and Voyager, etc., there's always a computer voice that is a lady saying, all of the things, just the command voice that is speaking back to the people who are asking the computer to do stuff. That voice was always done by Majel Barrett Roddenberry, who was the wife of Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, and also played Luxana Troy on Next Gen and DS9. So anyway, this computer on Star Trek Prodigy, this ship's computer, also has a voice, but it is being voiced by Bonnie Gordon of the Library Bards. So she has what I have to assume is what it's like. You know how Kyle was the voice of the announcer on Mighty Magisword.
Yeah.
So like literally the announcer is in every episode. I have to assume that Bonnie is going to be in every episode.
Yeah,
if
I would
she's
imagine
the voice
so.
of the ship's computer. So this is huge news for Bonnie, because I remember when they first announced that there was going to be a couple of Star Trek animated series, and like every nerd in Hollywood who had voice acting on their resume was like, including myself. So through the power of her agents, I assume she managed to, as she put it, like stow away onto the ship and be a cast member. So this is like super huge epic news for her and her career, and we're all so very proud of her. So coming to I'm not even sure if it's airing on regular Nickelodeon, if it's only on Paramount Plus, I'm not sure. But anyway, keep an eye out for Star Trek Prodigy coming, I'm assuming pretty darn soon, to that service or Nickelodeon or whatever. So applause for Bonnie.
Yay, Bonnie! Yeah, that was very cool. All right, tour dates. Tuesdays online, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. You still doing that, right?
I am still doing that.
All right. Thursdays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel. The 8th through the 11th in Elgin, Illinois, Captain Ambivalent. On the 10th online, Carla Ulbrich.
Devo.
Yes.
Devo. I'm sorry, that's because it's been weeks now. I don't mean to pick on you, but it's pronounced Elgin.
Oh, okay.
Every time you're like in Elgin, Illinois, and every time I go like, but anyway, I'm sorry.
I've never been there.
Nobody
Elgin,
has.
Illinois. The 10th through the 12th in Muncie, Indiana, Mikey Mason. On the 15th in Zionsville, Indiana, Captain Ambivalent. On the 16th in Urbana, Illinois, Captain Ambivalent. On the 16th in Sunnyvale, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. The 16th through the 19th in Indianapolis, Indiana, Mikey Mason. On the 17th in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Captain Ambivalent. And on the 18th in Alma, Michigan, Captain Ambivalent. And birthdays coming up on the 12th. Carla Ulbrich. Happy birthday, Carla.
Hey!
Carla's getting a lot of runtime in this episode. All right. Phil,
Yes,
you posted a song.
I did.
Give us a quick intro to the song. And we'll give it a listen. I'm not playing the video because
Sure.
the video's different.
I don't even have a video for this one. I don't.
You have you performed a short version of the song on
Oh,
YouTube or
right.
something
Yeah.
like
Okay.
that.
So yeah, that actually ties in. So this was a song that I wrote when I was doing the 30-second song project, early part of last year, and so I was looking through those songs, looking for things that I could turn into full-length songs, and I looked at that one and I was like, oh. If I add a mandolin solo to this is a long enough song to be a song. And so I slowed down the tempo and added a mandolin solo, and all of a sudden I had a full-length song. But it started with just when I was writing those short songs, I would just start with a line, like a straight line of some sort, and then try to work from there to make some jokes in it. And so this one just started with the opening line, "I'm no wizard, but I'll be your muggle," and then I thought I would just go crazy with that rhyme of Uggle and make up a bunch of words, and it turned into a rather dirty story by the end of it. And it's sort of about the messiness. Story needs a mandolin. Yes, and it's about the messiness of an intimate long-term relationship, and you get to be yourself kind of thing. It is not a true story.
All right, here is A Puggle Named Fred by Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction.
I'm no wizard, but I'll be a muggle. So give me a huggle and we'll dance a jig. We'll dance the jitter puggle, then adopt a small puggle from the SPCA. Then we'll get wine to swig. The wine will be juggled, then out come the druggles we got from some thuggles while avoiding the pigs. I'll ask for a tuggle, and you'll give a shruggle, then a lazy-ass hand job like breaking a twig. Though it's soft as a sluggle, I can't concentrate with the pug on the bed. You call me Big Luggle, and then we'll just snuggle, two muggles on druggles with a Puggle named Fred.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I like how the mandolin solo makes me visualize a lazy-ass hand job. It's like right...
Well, I destroyed my fingertips playing that mandolin solo, so it would have been a terrible hand job. It was a bad hand job on the mandolin.
Yes, that was great.
So where did this come from? Like the whole phrase "a Puggle Named Fred." Where was that coming from?
That came literally last. I was just like stream of consciousness writing the lyrics and thinking of the rhyme. It was all built around the rhyme structure, and then I had a bunch of lines, and I just decided to. I had to figure out what order to put them in, and I was like, oh, I've got a little story here, and I can exploit this rhyme for all it's worth by making up a bunch of words, and then at the end, I just gave the dog a weird name. And that was it. Now, nobody's noticed this yet, but on the cover for the single, it has a picture of a puggle looking rather surprised. And if you zoom in really, really, really close, in his eyes, you can see a reflection of people having sex in front of him. But you have to zoom in like really hard. Yeah.
I wish I knew there was album art. I would have put it up. While
that's
we were playing the
okay.
song. I just put up. I took a still from the video of you performing this on YouTube and used that instead. But damn it, missed opportunity. Oh well.
That's all right. You can find it later. Zoom in real close on the album cover, and there's a little tiny bit of pornography in his eyes.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. So are you going to make any of your other short songs into full songs?
Yes, I'm digging through them, and actually, the next single that comes out in about 2 weeks is another one of those from the that album called the Itty Bitty Ditty Committee that I did put out a few months ago, and so the new one is called Sweatpants. It sounds drastically different than the short version does, and I went very over the top with this one. I'm very excited because I got to throw around some of my guitar chops that I don't use all that often. And but they gave me a degree in playing guitar, so every once in a while I like to whip them out. And so that'll be out in a couple of weeks, and it's called Sweatpants, and I'm very excited for everybody to hear it.
Nice. So do you have a dog, a pug?
No, my girlfriend, as much as she loves dogs, we disagree as to whether they live in the house or outside. She says outside, and I say they sleep in the bed with us. And so that disagreement has been with us for 27 years now, and we don't have a dog because of it. Yeah, we both love dogs, but we cannot agree with where the dog lives and partakes of the household, and so we've just avoided that whole thing. We almost had a dog one time because we found a small puppy running around our neighborhood, and it didn't have a tag on or anything. We were like, oh, okay, we'll take this puppy around, and we couldn't find, we went all over the neighborhood, we're knocking on doors, hey, is this your dog? It was nobody's dog, and we were like, oh my gosh, I think we have an adorable puppy now, and we brought it home. And we took some pictures. We put it on Nextdoor just to see if anybody was missing this dog. And we could find nobody. And this was about 6 hours. And then my neighbor, 2 doors down, who we had not knocked on his door because we know what his dogs look like and we knew it wasn't his, neighbor comes knocking on our door furiously. Have you seen a tiny little dog? And we're like, yeah, we've got him. And he's like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm dog sitting for a friend of mine, and the dog got out after we gave it a bath. That's why it had no tags on, because they'd taken the collar off. And he was like, you just saved my ass. So we did not get a puppy out of it, but we did save his ass.
that happened to us once. We were babysitting my old dog Chewy. From that same litter, the runt of the litter was Molly, and my in-laws had Molly. So we were babysitting Molly one time, and she got out. And she just, ran all around the neighborhood, and nobody would pick her up. And this is a 4 or 5 pound Yorkie. I mean, she was tiny little thing, and everyone, we were running around the neighborhood, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we saw her run over. We saw her. She's over there." And I'm like, "Did you not try to? She's friendly as hell. Did you not try to get her to come to you and pick her?" Yeah. Did eventually get her back, but man, that was aggravating.
Yeah. It's we did. My girlfriend had a dog when she lived at home with her parents, and he was this chubby little half beagle, half terrier or some sort. He was a mutt, and he was real fat and very old. And we were sitting him at our house here one time, and I was out of town doing gigs, and he got out. And he was a runner. For as fat and old as he was a runner. And he got out and got lost, and my girlfriend is calling me. I'm in, Kansas or somewhere, and she's like, Piccolo got away. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do about it from here? And so she called my dad, and she and my dad are out looking for him, and he got picked up by the pound, and he was mortified. They had to go to pick him up at the pound, and he was just like, I'm never going to do that again. I feel so bad right now. He was just like, he was absolutely mortified, but he was an awesome dog.
So you were dog sitting?
Yeah, we were dog sitting her dog because the dog was living with her mom still, and her mom was out of town, I think, and so we were dog sitting the dog here at our place.
So where did the dog sleep while you were dog sitting? Was it in the bed, or was it?
He slept in the garage, and he was supposed to stay in the garage. It was fall, so it was comfortable out there. But as soon as my girlfriend went to work, I let him in the house for the entire day, and. And she doesn't know, but also she doesn't watch this show, so she'll never know.
Very few people do, so you don't have to worry about it.
There's Brett Glass, and that's about it.
And Wild Card.
And Wild Card.
Wild Card and Brett.
Shelby is in the chat too, so. And that's about it. So yeah. It says there's 9 viewers, so there's a few people who aren't chatting who are in the chat, who are watching, so.
ASPCA, they're
right. They're checking to make sure no animals were harmed during the making of this episode of the FuMPCast. So, are you planning to do any performing out soon, or are you just still quarantining like forever, or?
Well, yeah, I'm quarantining because I'm performing, and I did cancel some things. Illinois, I canceled the festival in Vegas, another one in Lancaster, some other. I was supposed to be in Fresno tomorrow night, and so I'm pulling back a little bit this month, but I'm going to start booking things again. And because now they're saying, I was just reading today, the CDC said basically it's a 1 in 13,000 chance that you're going to have a breakthrough infection. It's been a very, very small number. I think we've just been hearing about them. You know, when Gene Simmons comes out and goes, I got COVID, everybody goes, oh, Gene Simmons got it. And then Paul Stanley got it. Butch Walker got it. I've talked to one person who had a breakthrough, and it was because he went on a Tinder date with a girl who was sick during the date and didn't tell him. And so I'm not going to be doing that. So I think it's, and I'm masking up at the shows and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to start picking it up again. But next Thursday, I'm playing a small gig in Sunnyvale here. And then, always doing the Tuesday word salad show regularly because that is completely safe. And I do it here from this very room and no masks required.
Cool. Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
So 2 weeks, Sweatpants will be out on all the streaming platforms. I'll get a date for it here on the FuMP too. That'll be out, it's whatever 2 weeks from tomorrow is. I can't remember what the date, 24th or something like that. And then every Tuesday, I do Word Salad on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. It's at 12:30 p.m. Pacific time every Tuesday. It's an hour of ridiculous songs and jibber jabber to feed your brain so you don't kill anybody the rest of the week.
Sounds good. All right. Let's do some feedback.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback. Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback.
Feedback.
And there's no feedback this week. So, in that case, there's our feedback. In that case, let's go right to this.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. And I have a job.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's song is by Art Paul Slosher. And Tuesday's song is not yet posted. And this week's Spotify playlist topic is school. Because everybody's back at school now. And that'll do it. Lauren had to drop off. She is at youtube.com/psychosupermom, laurenmayer.com. Phil, plug yourself one more time.
Everything is at philjohnsоncomedy.com, all the stuff, and you can get my brand new, it's been out for a few months. You can get my latest comedy special, Burning Sensation, there as well. Streaming, download, discs, whatever you want.
And Christy just showed up in the chat. Hi, Christy. And Luke, you got anything else?
There we go. Something I think we should do, for my benefit anyway, at the beginning of each show, when you announce what the title is, you should type it into the Zoom chat just so that I have it as a reference. Because I always forget the exact wording of what you said, and then I can't remember it for later.
That is quite the judicial acquisition.
Well, until next week, I'm just going to be here playing with all these toys because I very much like toys, and I think people who listen to the show may also like toys. So if you like toys, keep listening to the FuMP. Yay! That wasn't foreshadowing or anything.
Not at all. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski. And he's Phil.
I'm Phil.
He's on tour everywhere.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at dementiaradio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Find Out Interactive LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
If anybody knows any hot, blonde Californian women who are into funny music who are age appropriate for a 47-year-old, let me know.